Good morning. In my previous lectures of Power System 2, that is our subject code WL0508, okay, uh, we are discussing about symmetrical fault analysis, okay. So in my previous lectures, I was talking about transient in transmission system. Also there I have calculated the three-phase short circuit current and reactance of synchronous machines, and also we have covered our internal voltage of loaded machines under transient conditions. Okay, so we have calculated the internal voltage, and we have talked there our subtransient current calculation when the loaded machine under transient conditions are there. Okay, or when the loaded machines are in transient condition there due to some fault. Okay, now I want to talk about symmetrical components of unbalanced phasors. Okay, in this lecture we have to cover these symmetrical components. Okay, so here we have to cover symmetrical component analysis, then synthesis of unsymmetrical phases from their symmetrical components, then the symmetrical components of unsymmetrical phasors. We have to calculate whether it is voltage or current. Okay, we have to calculate the symmetrical component of voltage and current from the unsymmetrical phasors of voltage and current. Okay, so here I can tell that our symmetrical component analysis is very useful tool for dealing with what our unbalanced three-phase faults. When there we are talking about some unbalanced three-phase fault, then our symmetrical component analysis is very useful. Okay, to understand the unbalanced three-phase system in a form of symmetrical component analysis way. Okay, so according to CL Fortescue, okay, an unbalanced system of n related phasors can be resolved into n systems of balanced phasors, which is called the symmetrical components of the original phasors. Okay, so the n phasors of each set of components are equal in length, and the angle between adjacent phasors of the set are equal. Okay, though the methods is applicable to only or to any unbalanced polyphase system. So we can talk about a discussion here for our three-phase system, because normally when we have to talk about in India, okay, we have three-phase system. So though n is the consideration of n is for polyphase system, so we have to discuss, okay, the symmetrical analysis in our three-phase system. So when I am talking about a three-phase system which is normally balanced, okay, and when unbalanced fault condition generally calls unbalanced currents and voltage to exist in each of the phases. Okay, so if the current and voltages are related by constant impedances, the system is said to be linear, and the principle of superposition is applied there. Okay, but the voltage response of the linear system to the unbalanced currents can be determined by considering the separate responses of the individual elements to the symmetrical components of the current. So the system elements of interest are the machines, are transformers, or transmission lines, and loads which are connected to delta or star configuration. Okay, so here we can talk about our symmetrical components, and here we have to show that the response of each system element depends in general on its connections and the component of the current which being considered. Okay, and here we can tell that equivalent circuits which are called sequence circuits will be developed to reflect the separate response of the elements to each current component. Now I can tell here, okay, suppose there are we can consider here there are three equivalent circuits for each element of the three-phase system, and by organizing the individual equivalent circuit into network according to the interconnections of the element. Okay, we can coming to the concept of three sequence networks, and when we are solving the sequence network for the fault conditions that will give symmetrical current and voltage components which can be combined together to reflect the effect on the original unbalanced fault currents on the overall system. Okay. Now, as per Fortescue's theorem, okay, when we are coming to talk about the synthesis of unsymmetrical phasors from their symmetrical components, okay, so according to our Fortescue theorem, we can tell three unbalanced phasors of a three-phase system can be resolved, okay, into three balanced systems of phasors, and the balanced sets of components can be treated as positive sequence components and negative sequence components. Positive sequence components, then it will be treated as negative sequence component, and also the third one is zero sequence component. Okay, zero sequence component. Okay, and here what I am telling, we are trying normal when we are talking about the synthesis of unsymmetrical phasors from symmetrical components. Normally, okay, we are talking that when our system is three phase, okay, here the three we can tell here that the three balanced phasors, three balanced phasors, okay, of a three-phase system is resolved into three balanced systems. Three balanced system. Okay. Here I am telling three unbalanced, not balanced. Three unbalanced phasors of a three-phase system can be resolved into three balanced system phasors. Okay, this is according to Fortescue the theorem. Okay, now suppose I want to talk about our positive sequence component. Okay, see the diagram of positive sequence component here. Okay, the sequence is A1, B1, C1, which is for positive sequence. Okay, and what I am telling here, when I am talking about the positive sequence component, this is the positive sequence vector diagram. So when I am talking about positive sequence component, which is consisting of three phasors, and here their magnitudes are equal. Three phasors. Here we have three phasors. Okay, three phasors and magnitude of each phase is equal. Okay, and magnitude of each phase is equal. Okay, and the displacement between the phases, okay, or the phasors are displaced, the phasors are displaced from each other by 120 degree in phase. So the phase difference between the phasors are normally 120 degree, and obviously the sequence of the phase is original here, because of that here the sequence of phase is original, and because of that, okay, I am telling this is the positive sequence component. Okay, similarly when we are talking about our negative sequence components, okay, so we that kind of see the figure here, this is our negative sequence component. Okay, here also we have taken 3 phases, but the sequence is here negative because the sequence here is A in this way, okay, A2, B2 and C2, okay, but here the sequence is in this way, but here when we are talking about negative sequence, the sequence is this way, that is A2, B2 and C2 is in opposite from the original, okay, from the original sequence. Because of that I am telling this kind of sequence is what? This kind of sequence is what? Negative phase sequence, okay, negative sequence components, okay. And when I am talking about negative sequence components, here also the phasors are equal in magnitude, okay, the phasors are equal in magnitude and obviously they are displaced by the phase displacement will be the phase displacement from each other will be what? 120 degree, but the phase sequence is opposite to original sequence. Here when I am talking about negative sequence component, here the phase sequence is opposite to that of the original phasors, okay. So now here we have discussed about our positive sequence component and the negative sequence component. Now coming to discuss about the zero sequence component. Now when we are coming to discuss about the zero sequence component, okay, here what I want to tell here, that is This sequence is also consisting of, see the figure, this is your zero sequence component phasor diagram. Okay, that means when I am telling zero sequence component, this sequence component is also consisting of, this sequence component is consisting of three phasors, which are equal in magnitude and with zero phase and with zero phase displacement. Zero phase displacement from each other. Okay. Now see the diagram, you can understand here. Okay, so here the magnitudes are same, but like I have written for zero sequence components, I have written VA0, VB0 and VC0 are the sequence components. Okay, and obviously these are the magnitude of these zero sequence components are same. In the diagram the magnitudes are same, and but they are having zero displacement from each other because they are parallelly aligned. So here the phase displacement would be zero. Okay. Now when I am coming to talk about or when I am talking about the sequence components, okay, or synthesization of sequence components, so we can tell here. So when we are talking about a problem by symmetrical components, okay, to design the three phases of the system like A, B and C, okay, then the phase sequence of the voltage and the current in the system is ABC. ABC is our phase sequence. So thus the phase sequence of the positive sequence components of the unbalanced phasors is ABC as per our previous discussion, and the phase sequence of the negative sequence will be A, C, B, and if the original phasors or voltages, then that can be designed as VA if we are designing for voltage. If you are designing for voltage, okay, that will be VA, VB and VC, and the three set of symmetrical components are designed by the additional subscript 1 for the positive sequence. So when we have to show the positive sequence components, we have to add subscript 1, and when it is negative sequence component, okay, then we have to add subscript 2 for negative sequence component, and this is for positive sequence component. And when it is what zero sequence component, the subscript will be subscript will be 0, for zero sequence component. Okay, so this kind of subscript are chosen because to avoid, when we are choosing the subscript, we can avoid the confusion. Okay, because of that we are choosing the subscript when we are talking about the symmetrical component analysis. Okay, now the positive sequence components of VA, VB, VC can be written as, okay, like VA1, VB1 and VC1. Similarly, the negative sequence components can be written as VA2, VB2 and VC2, and the zero sequence components can be written as VA0, VB0 and VC0. Okay, now so similarly, like voltage, suppose we will talk about current also. Okay, we can use the subscript for current as I have shown you, or I was talking here about the subscript on voltages. So they are also for current. When it is positive sequence component, I have to take the subscript as 1, and the negative, for negative sequence component, the subscript will be taken as 2, and for zero sequence component of the current, I will take the subscript as 0. Now if we are talking about the original all balanced phasor, okay, which is the sum of the components. Okay, that means see, here I want to explain here. Okay, see the, this is our original unbalanced phasor, that is VA, VB, see VA here, and this is our VB, and similarly where is our VC? This is our VC. Okay, so here I have drawn the unbalanced original phasors, and this unbalanced original phasors is the sum of its components, symmetrical components. Okay, and the original phasor expressed in terms of symmetrical components as per these values. See here, okay, as per this. So when I am writing the symmetrical original vector, which is the unbalanced phasor, okay, which is VA. So VA will be, that is, I have written VA will be VA1 plus VA2 plus VA0. So see the diagram, we can understand also. So when I want to understand, or when I want to write for VA, so I have to take this consideration. So VA will be VA1 plus VA2 plus VA0. Okay, so I can write here VA is equal to VA1 plus VA2 plus VA0. And similarly, when I want to talk about VB, so VB will be what? VB1. See the phasor diagram, you can understand. VB will be VB1 plus VB2 plus VB0. Okay. Similarly, when I want to understand the value of VC, so VC will be, this will be VC. See the phasor, you can calculate in this way. So VC will be VC1 plus VC2 plus VC0, which will come as, the resultant will become as the original unbalanced phasor, which is VC. Okay, so in this way you can synthesize the set of three unbalanced phasors from the three set of symmetrical components. Okay, from this figure it is easily understandable, and this figure is drawn in a parallel approach to the symmetrical components, individual symmetrical components we have drawn in our previous slides. Okay, so as per the previous slide, or as per the symmetrical components of of the unbalanced phasors, like whether it is positive sequence component or negative sequence component or zero sequence component. So based upon that we have to parallelly drawn, then only this unbalanced phasor diagram is coming. Okay, and from the and the resultant will be obviously the unbalanced phasors, which are VA, VB and VC. Similarly, when I want to talk about current also, then there I can talk about IA, IB and IC also. Okay, the unbalanced phasors of current, which are IA, IB and IC, and that those currents may be also calculated from the symmetrical component analysis. So here also for currents I can write, okay, the IA will be IA1 plus for current I can write IA is equal to IA1 plus IA2 plus IA0. Similarly, for current IB I can write IB1 plus IB2 plus IB0, and similarly for current IC I can write IC1 plus IC2 plus IC0. In this way we can write. Now as for now, before going to deep analysis of symmetrical components of symmetrical phasors, okay, we want to talk about the operator, okay, which causes a rotation of 120 degree in the counterclockwise direction. Okay, so suppose I want to talk about operator A. Okay, so here I want to talk about operator which is A. Operator is A. So if I am writing that this one is A, okay. So see the diagram also here. That is 1. Okay, that is this is our reference. From this A is what 120 degree rotation in the counterclockwise. Okay. So this is our counterclockwise. So this is 120 degree. Okay, rotation from reference to, suppose I want to talk about A, operator A, so this will be 120 degree counterclockwise from the reference phasor. Similarly, when I want to talk about A square, that will be from the reference to this will be 240 degree. Similarly, when I will talk about A cube, okay, when I will talk about AQ from the reference to, again it will come to, so this is 360 degree counterclockwise direction or rotation. This is a 360 degree rotation of counterclockwise direction. Okay, or in the counterclockwise direction. So when I am writing A, okay, and only when I want to write A, so is what? What is the magnitude of the vector reference? The vectors are, the magnitude is normally 1. So this is unit vectors we have considered here. Okay. So when I am considering unit vectors, so what is the magnitude when I am talking about operator A? So it will be 1 at the place of A, it will be A1. At the place of A, it will be 120 degree, which can be written as minus 0.5 plus J 0.5. 866. Okay, similarly, suppose I want to write a square. These are a square terms, so a square will be, the magnitude will be 1 because unit vector, and the angle will be 240 degree. So I can write minus 0.5 minus j 0.866. Similarly, when I want to talk about a3, okay, that will be 360 degree. Okay, so obviously the value will be coming as 1. So when I am writing operator aq, also I am writing, okay, 1 here. Okay, so this is all about our operator. Okay, so if it is here is operator a, obviously at 180 degree phase it will be minus a. Similarly, when I am writing aq at the 180 degree phase, it will be minus aq or 1 minus 1. Similarly, when it is a square at 180 degree phase, it will be minus a square. Okay, so this is all about our operator. Okay, now coming to discuss about briefly on the symmetrical component analysis on symmetrical pressures, of symmetrical component analysis of on symmetrical pressures. We have to briefly or deeply analyze now. Now coming to the analysis. Now coming to the brief description about our symmetrical components, okay, which is for unsymmetrical phasors. Okay, so here when I want to discuss these things briefly, okay, so this is our positive phase sequence component and this is our negative phase sequence component. Okay, suppose I want to talk about the voltage now. So if it is voltage, so here the voltage will be VA1 if it is positive sequence component, and here VB1 and here VC1. Okay, so suppose I want to write VB1 in form of VA1, okay, by the using of operator. So what is the angle? Suppose I want to write VB1 now. Okay, I want to write VB1 now. So what is the angle between VB1, here VA1 and VB1? What is the angle? The angle is 240 degree. 240 degree. So if I want to write the unit magnitude 240 degree, so what is this? This is our a square. So when I want to write VB1, I can write VB1 as a square VA1. Okay, similarly suppose I want to talk about our VC1, okay, and here obviously VC1 and here VA1. Okay, so suppose I want to write VC1 in form of VA1. So what is the angle between them? 120 degree. So if I want to talk about 120 degree, that is our operator A. So if I want to write VC1, I can write A VA1. Okay, getting? Now coming to our negative phase sequence component. This is our negative phase sequence component. So if I want to analyze the voltage here as per our negative phase sequence component, I can write here V for if it is voltage. So I can write VA2 here, VB2 here and VC2 here. Okay. So now if I want to talk about our VB2 in form of VA2, okay, so what is the angle between VB2 and VA2? That is 120 degree. So I can write 120 degree is what? Our A. So when I want to write V2, I can write VV towards what? A, V, A2. Okay. Similarly, clear. Similarly, suppose I want to write VC2. Okay, VC2 in form of VA2. So what is the angle? That is 240 degree. So 1 240 degree. 1 240 degree is nothing but our A square. Okay. So I can write VC2 as A square VA1. VA2. That is our negative sequence component. So because of that we have written here VC2 as A square VA2. Now suppose we are talking about zero sequence component. Okay. If I want to talking about zero sequence component, so normally zero sequence component is like this unit vector. Again I am talking about normally our zero sequence component is like this unit vector and equal magnitude unit vector and the phase angle is 0 between them. So here VA0, VB0 and VC0. Okay. So that means as the phase difference between VA0, VB0 and VC0 is 0 and these are unit magnitudes. Right. So I can write suppose I want to talk about VB0 in from VA0, then VB0 will be A0. Similarly, suppose I want to represent VC0 in form of VA0. So VC0 will be also represented as VA0. Clear? So these are the component analysis of different unbalanced voltages. Okay. In form of negative phase sequence component or positive phase sequence component or zero sequence component. Okay, we are trying to approach the other voltages in form of suppose we are trying to approach the voltage B in form of VA1, or we are trying to approach the voltage of VC in form of VA. Okay, so when I'm taking the help of symmetrical component analysis, there I can talk about the positive sequence component, negative phase sequence component and zero phase sequence component. Then accordingly we are able to write, again I am telling you, VB1 as A square VA1, VC1 as A V1 and VB2 as A VA2 and VC2 as A square VA2, and we are able to write our VB0 as VA0, and also we can write VC0 as VA0. Clear? And now already we have known the equations like VA is what? VA is VA1 plus VA2 plus VA0. Previously we have discussed those things when we have talked about our what? Or when we are talking about our three unbalanced phasor system. Okay, so as per the discussion already you know that is our VA is what? VA1 VA2 plus VA0. From the graphical representation of the components from the symmetrical components, we are able to write our unbalanced voltage VA, VB and VC from the symmetrical components like positive sequence component and negative sequence component and zero sequence component of the voltage. So already you know that VA1 and VA2 and VA0 are the sequence components, positive sequence component and negative sequence component and zero sequence component of the phase A voltage respectively. So VA is written as VA1 plus VA2 plus VA0. Okay, similarly also we know that VB as VB1 plus VB2 plus VB0, and similarly also we know that VC as VC1 plus VC2 plus VC0. Okay, these things already we have known. Now, as per our previous discussion, see the discussion here. As per this discussion, okay. So we are able to write our VB1 as A square V1, VC1 is A V1, and VB2 as A VA2, VC2 as A square VA2, VB0 is equal to VA0, and also VC0 as VA0 by using the help of operators. Okay, we are able to write this. So I can write here VB. Suppose I want to understand the VB in form of the sequence components of A, okay, symmetrical sequence components of A, then I can write, okay, VB1 plus VB2 plus VB0 as, in the place of VB1 I can write A square VA1, and similarly in the place of VB2 I can write A VA2, and in the place of VB0 I can write VA0. Getting? So that means VB is written as, A square VA1 plus A VA2 plus VA0 as per our previous discussion. And similarly I can write VC is what? VC1 VC2 plus VC0. So in the place of VC1 it is A VA1, and in the place of VC2 it is A square VA2, and in the place of VC0 we can write VA0. Okay. Now suppose I want to write these equations in a matrix form. Okay, these three equations in a matrix form I can write, okay, VA, VB and VC are the voltages. So that can be written as one, it is in a, this is 3 plus 3 matrix into VA0, VA1 and VA2, and within the matrix it will be VA. So VA is what? VA1. So in the place, so just in the place of VA1 I can write, suppose I am arranging somehow here. So I am taking, I am writing this as VA0 plus VA1 plus VA2. Okay, then I can write VA as 1 1 1 1 1 1, and here VA0 VA1 and VA2. Similarly, if I am taking here also this term, okay, VA0, I can suppose I can changing this VB as VA0 plus A square VA1 plus A VA2. Then I can write VB as, I can write VB as A square A, and this term VA0, VA1 and VA2. Okay, so that means VB as VB is VA0 plus A square VA1 plus A VA2. Okay. Similarly, if I want to arrange this term as VA0 plus A VA1 plus A square VA2 for VC, which is VC. Then I can write VC as, so A VC as, that will be 1A square and this term. So that means VC is VA0 plus A VA1 plus A square VA2. Okay, so I am arranging this term in a matrix form. Okay, so and this can be denoted as matrix A. Okay, for our convenience I can write this term as A. That means A as A is one A square A 1 A square. Okay, we can write for our convenience that is our matrix A. So if we are able to calculate the inverse of A, okay, that is A inverse, okay, then we can write here A inverse as 1 by 3. So I think in your mathematics you are able to calculate the inverse of a matrix. So this is 3 by 3 matrix, that is our A. So when you are taking A inverse, so I can write 1 by 3, and in your, this is your matrix 1 1 1 1 A square 1 A square A. Okay, so if I want to write, or suppose we want to find out the symmetrical components, okay, that is our VA0, VA1 and VA2 in form of our voltage, unbalanced phasor voltage VA, VB and VC. Then by the help of our A inverse, okay, by the help of our A inverse, we can write our VA0, VA1, VA2 as 1 by 3, that is our A inverse matrix into VA, VB and VC. So this is our A inverse, okay, A inverse, and the voltage or unbalanced phasor voltage V, that is VA, VB and VC. Okay, so that means by using the A inverse matrix, if when we are able to get our A inverse matrix, then easily we can find out the symmetrical components, that is our VA0, VA1 and VA2 from our unbalanced phase voltages, okay, that is our VA, VB and VC. So in our next class we will discuss about our current phasors, okay. So we have to talk about how to calculate the current symmetrical component of currents from the unbalanced current, okay, from the unbalanced current which is in the line due to some fault, okay, at the time of fault when some unbalanced current is happening. So there we are the unbalanced currents we have to express in form of our symmetrical component analysis of current, okay, in our coming class. Okay, so I think I have to stop here. Okay, go and practice. Thank you very much.